year is 2029. Mutant kind has been extinct for a little while. Logan and Professor Xavier are hiding out in some factory in Mexico. Through certain circumstances, a new mutant girl has shown up in Logan's life. He is tasked with transporting this girl to South Dakota. And of course, there are a lot of mercenaries and goons and a big corporation that are after her. This is an extremely well-crafted film. Every shot that you see, every sound that is made, serves to capture the atmosphere of the movie's environment. The movie perfectly captures the isolation of the desert and serves to show you how far Logan has fallen in his life. The action in this movie hits hard because it is so well choreographed and shot and constructed, and the brutality of it is conveyed brilliantly through the atmosphere of the scene. Plus, we've kind of released all the restrictions, so now the action can move fluidly. We can have blood, we can have people's heads getting chopped off. And it allows these action scenes to flow in a way that they wouldn't be able to if the movie was PG-13. And even better, we don't have a bunch of digital crap taking up the screen. It feels practical, it feels like they really went and shot this a certain way. It feels like they put a lot of work and craft into making these scenes feel exciting and real and engaging. Of course, the brilliance in the manner in which James Mangold crafted this film would be nothing without our three amazing characters. Now, we all know Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. He's perfect, he was always perfectly cast, and he's brilliant. But what he portrays this time is a character that is truly broken. He seems like he's given up. He truly feels hopeless. He feels like the world has abandoned him, because it has. And he's great at playing this reluctant hero. He flat out refuses several times to help this girl. But he ends up helping her anyway. And he's just so great. He's so snarky, but he knows how to get that raw Wolverine emotion. And you really do come to feel for him, to understand what he's been through, because you can just see it right in his eyes, how tired and old he is. Professor Xavier is old. He is so old. And his mind has been declared a weapon of mass destruction. And Patrick Stewart so brilliantly portrays what happens to someone when they get really, really old. Because the Charles Xavier that we know from the other X-Men movies is almost nothing like the one in this movie. In this, Professor Xavier curses, he gets angry a lot, and he's super rude to Logan. Those are the kind of things that happen to people when they get really, really old. They start to behave differently than what you would think they would be. But you still see the softness and the gentleness and the wisdom that is Professor Xavier. And his optimism is kind of the heart of the movie. It's what keeps you going on this journey. Daphne Keane plays Laura, this new mutant that Logan has to take across country. She's the coolest little girl in a movie since Newt from Aliens. This girl has been through a lot, and you can see it through Daphne Keene's cold, cold stare. And when it comes down to her really having to act, she knocks it out of the park. She hits you so hard emotionally. And the action scenes with her in them are extremely impressive because she's a little girl. Because even in these scenes where they have a child doing all these stunts and all these stabbing and all this stuff, they still work fluidly. The way that this movie balances its humor with all this heavy material that we have to deal with is fantastic. All of the humorous scenes between Logan and Charles, or Logan and Laura, they all work to break the action and give us a little break. But more than that, they work as these personal moments that make us care more about these characters and keep us invested in the story. One joke that one character makes to another makes us care that much more about what's happening. It is shocking to me that a mainstream movie in 2017 has this type of dark material in it. The movie's not afraid to get really dark and really horrific with you. And that's important. They just don't make very many movies nowadays that go the way this movie goes. It feels like James Mangold saw an opportunity to do whatever he wanted with this character and took it. He took this amazing opportunity where he had all this creative freedom and he made something phenomenal with it. Logan is so gorgeously shot and executed in everything with its craft, and it has such likable characters. It has a story that is able to engage you on every level. And it is fearless in its subject matter and its story beats. I am going to give Logan an A+.